Scientific Robbie here to give you guys a super analytical report as to what the fuck is going on with Cybernetic Horizon and why it is falling. But first, let me propose a question to you. Which one of these do you think would be easier for me to deep throat? Hot dog buns or a banana? Science says probably the banana. But I do love hot dogs. But we will never answer that question, because I'm not deep throating a banana anytime soon. Alright, let's dig on into this discussion, shall we? Oh, I didn't see you there. You thought we were going to deep throat a fucking hot dog bun. What the hell's wrong with you? You're worse than I am. But this is the Science Channel. And today we're going to be looking at socioeconomic status of Sci-Ho. That sounds way more educational, above my pay grade. So, let's get down to layman's terms, shall we? Why the fuck did Sci-Ho's prices go to shit already? Alright, so here's the thing. Cybernetic Horizon was already projected to be a shitty set. You've already got things like, the Crusadia deck cores that people should have bought on YugiOhSingles.com for the $6 that they were. Now you've got the boss monster floating at anywhere from $5 to $9. That Link 3. So, just kind of something to be aware of. You do honestly take a chance with week 1 versus week 2. So, why are Sci-Ho prices kind of down at the moment? Well, first off, we're in what I like to call the dry season. I'm sure you've heard many other Yu-Gi-Oh! Economists out there talking about the dry season. We're at a stage right now to where we're transitioning from events. I think Worlds is really only thing going on right now. And with that looming no ban list that's kind of floating around out there, a lot of players have chosen to sell their stuff. A lot of people have chosen to just offload engages. They don't want to hold particular cards because they feel that they're going to lose value. And that's absolutely fantastic. But you have to remember, with all these players selling off their cards, that also means that those same players that are offloading everything are not buying cards from the latest sets because they're waiting to see what the next Forbidden and Limited list is going to bring to the table. Whether or not they feel that they are going to make this bomb-ass decision within 2 minutes of the list dropping and invest in all of these new cards, or a format is not going to drastically change to the level in which people think it's going to. But because we are in this double hitter of a season with the lack of events until middle August, and with the potential ban list looming around the corner, players are choosing not to buy, which is driving the prices down slightly. You would be surprised, with the way that this market kind of goes in this day and age. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Market it's pretty cutthroat, which ties into the next point I wanted to make here. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is such a competitive market, you have fucking Tom, Jerry, Larry, Hillbilly Joe from down the road. Everyone that opens up these products are having a pissing contest with each other, reducing their prices by a penny, 50 cents. You've got the guy in the corner that doesn't understand how lowering prices work, so he lists his for $2 less, try to sell it quicker. And Bill and Larry are really frustrated because, Tom's listing this card cheaper than his inventory, so they list it $2.50 lower. It's a massive fucking circle jerk. The market is really interesting in this regard because I think Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Magic communities, I would even say Pokemon, they're so severely cut dry when you come into these types of things. I think it's one of the cool things, like if you take anything from this video, understand this. Because the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market, these markets are so cut and dry on these releases, it's always okay to kind of wait a couple hours and see what the market's going to be, unless you absolutely feel that you're going to get the card for a steal. It's not necessarily a bad thing to kind of wait in the waters, see if someone's going to list it a little bit cheaper. But you have to understand that there will be a point to where other people are doing the exact same thing you are, and they're going to start buying up these excess quantities of things. So if you do not stay on top of the ball with these things, then you're going to miss out. Like, for example, Friday set releases, you're like, alright, I'll wait until Sunday night, see what's kind of going on. That's fine. But Monday rolls around, you best bet your ass other people in the market are going to be taking advantage of, these prices. So you would think that the cuttage community would be the biggest cause, but honestly, it's the fact that we have no events and people are so fearful of a ban list right now that it's absolutely disgusting. It's like the fear of these things are enough to bring down the market. Now, here's an interesting denomination right now. So, people have been playing with the new danger cards. A lot of people have been discovering that the deck is a little bit better than people think they're giving it credit for. I would say it's a decent, solid 1.5 tier deck. Now, you've got Goki, you've got Sky Strikers and things like that kind of floating around out in the water. So, why would you want to spend money to pick up things like Dangers? Like, for example, why are the prices on Dangers getting dangerously low? God, puns. So here's the thing. I have a couple of theories for this. One, like we said, there's no events and things like that. People do not want to invest in meta decks until they see results. It's really weird. I know this community gives a lot of shit to a lot of net deckers, but net decking is honestly one of the reasons why card prices shoot up. If you want to be ahead of the game, like 95% of the time in this game, get ahead of the curve, take advantage of something. If you know it's going to be a good deck, like, honestly, Dangers, stay ahead of the curve. You know what you want to pay on your cards, go pick them up for that price. You know, staying ahead of the curve. As soon as we get regionals going and people start seeing that, oh no, you need like Dark World, Luciant, the one from Prio that hasn't been reprinted anytime soon. You know, if you get ahead of the curve and you know what you need, you beat the game. Like, you win. But because of things like Dark World, Luciant, things like Grapha and Snow actually going up in price right now, this leads to a very interesting point that I don't think a lot of people have noticed. So, we have an OTS pack coming out soon. Konami has proven in the past that they will take advantage of these OTS packs. I would not be shocked if we don't see Dark World Lucent, you know, even being a rare or common in this set. You know, same thing with Snow, Graph, and things like that. This OTS pack should have been designed far enough out that, one, they should have already known that they were doing the Danger Monsters. Two, they should have had an idea that, well, some of these cards have not had reprints in a very long time. And three, you know, one of the best themes that you would advertise with the Danger cards is going to be Dark World. So, I think another reason that people, even so much like the Dark World cards in association to the Danger cards, this one's a little bit less of a point here, but I think a lot of people are just kind of holding back from wanting to pick this up just to see if the rest of the support is going to get reprinted. I know a few people personally that are debating on buying Danger stuff just on the whim that we get the Dark World cards reprinted in easier forms, because people don't want to shell out $300, but if you had to shell out, you know, $200 is more doable than $300 for a tier 1 deck. I definitely think it's a lot more than people want to admit, but that's kind of the thing. And the last point I want to bring up here, and this is a really interesting one. We are in the latter half of the cheap season of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think a lot of people have realized this yet, but every time Megatins get announced, inherent value on cards goes down. Something has to give every season, and every time that we come to this impasse, something ends up going up through the roof. Last year it was hand traps like Ash Blossom, while other cards were shooting down because of the impending Megatins. Because we are in that cheaper season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, the investors in the game are looking at other possible things to invest in. And I would not be shocked if some random ass card comes out of left field and gets bought out. You know, they're at the current point in time that we're looking at this, don't go investing in Firewall. Obviously that shit's getting reprinted. There are no, honestly, Ash Blossoms of the season. I could see a couple people trying to play the Boral Sword market just to try to keep it like a $70 card, but I don't think that's inherently going to happen. That sounds like one of the dumbest ideas that I've heard in a long time. But because we're in this inherent cheaper season of Yu-Gi-Oh! No events, you know, ban list coming around, the market's as competitive as a fucking circle jerk, you know, people waiting for reprints to come out. All of these are contributing factors to the reason why, you know, your Evenly Matched is now a $30 card, you know. Just things to remember. And honestly, because of all of these things right now, People are trying to sell their product to recuperate their money. Nobody wants to wait a couple of weeks to see what a ban list does to the game. The community is all about money now, money now, money now. And you can take advantage of that right now. Because honestly, I could see dangerous stuff hitting closer to like the $25 range, but I guarantee you if we hit that $25 range, a lot of people are going to hit the Switch and they're going to buy it, because a lot of people don't want to invest in the special edition for the set. The set seems so terrible. Like, that's why things like Sphere Mode are $5. Solemn Strikes were $9 before, you know, they got another reprint. There's a lot of looming things that a lot of people need to understand in this market. It's just kind of some things to talk about there. That completes my talk as to why Sci-Ho has gone to shit. We're definitely in a very interesting time in the market, and I think people should be paying attention to what's going on here to kind of just be interested in what's going on. Really fun time. Alright guys, Hot Dog Man, peace out.
The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.